Your forecast: warm, windy again during the day. Make sure that you grab maybe just a light jacket before you head out the door. It's not all that chilly out there, at least not as chilly as this time yesterday. And then warming all the way up to near 80. More sunshine on the way, maybe just a few more clouds in the sky. I don't think those skies will be as blue as yesterday either, but once we get past 4 o'clock, heading into the evening hours, that's when we'll have a chance of rain to return. And that's what I'm tracking coming up in your forecast. Your news starts now.
Here for you in Wichita and across Kansas. This is Kansas Today.
6:32, will they file charges? We're going to show you what the DA found with complaints against Mayor Jeff Longwell.
And the KBI says it wants all sexual assault kits turned in. We'll tell you more about the push to get more crimes solved.
And you're looking live at our Skyview camera in downtown Wichita on this Friday. It is cool. It doesn't seem like the wind is making the camera do any kind of dance right now. So far, off to a great start. Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks for being with us today. I'm Brett Bagasker.
And I'm Gwen Bevel. We're so glad you're up early with us. Ronell Williams in with another nice day out there. Not too shabby for fall.
Yeah, really not all that bad, and very nice for us because Carly Willis, our morning reporter, her mother brought in some chocolate chip cookies for us.
There you go.
And you just hid yours under the desk. So if you do not take that with you, there are no promises up here. Brett's already had one on the set as well. I live on the edge.
We're going to do this right now.
I had one behind my iPad. I was eating it between breaks.
Yeah, those
good,
cookies are a huge hit around here. We're so thankful for Kathy and her amazing baking skills and getting us all the sugar rush this morning.
I like it. I hope all of you have that same Friday feeling we do. Let's go ahead and get into that forecast now. I'm telling you, living on the edge, we're not supposed to do that on TV. Anything can happen. But either way, winds right now, breezy out of the south. Anywhere between 10 to 20 plus miles an hour. So they've been strong all night long while we were sleeping, and they're going to be even stronger later on today. That's why we've got a wind advisory in effect, going into effect at 11 o'clock this morning and then continuing all the way through 6 p.m. So just make sure that you secure those loose items. Go ahead and bring the trash can inside if you haven't done so already, because we don't want anything flying across the roads out there. And high profile vehicles, you need to make sure that you're using extra caution out there too, because we could see those strong gusts anywhere between 40 to 45. 52 right now, Wichita. Another quick look outside. A lot of our skies still in fair shape. Not really a whole lot of changes there, and because we've got those strong south winds, that's why a lot of us waking up in the 50s to 60s, so not as chilly as this time yesterday. So once again, waking up to temperatures warmer, a lot warmer in northwestern Kansas compared to this time yesterday. Fast forwarding into the afternoon, evening, warm, windy during the afternoon with high 70s, 80s. Friday football forecast. Go ahead, maybe take a light rain jacket with you because we are going to have an increasing chance of rain, maybe a few storms in the area, and I'll give you a detailed timeline on what we can expect and when in about 15 minutes. Guys?
All right, we'll see you soon, Rod. Now we want to take it back to that breaking news. Police on the scene of a shooting on East Bayley Street.
Carly Willis is live there on the scene, and Carly, we understand you're getting the latest information right now.
Yeah, you're hearing it just as soon as we are here. Sir, can we get your name, please?
I'm Sergeant Danny Brown with the Wichita Police Department.
Sergeant Brown, are you able to tell us what happened?
Yeah, sure. About 4 o'clock this morning, officers responded to a shots fired call here in the 4400 block of East Bayley. They arrived on scene to find some shell casings in the parking lot here. The victim was transported to the hospital via private vehicle. It was a 40-year-old male, where he was pronounced dead via a single gunshot wound to the chest area, I believe.
Are you able to say if it was gang-related, any domestic, anything that you're able to say at this time?
At this point, I don't know. There's still investigations going on. Witnesses are being interviewed. I don't know any of that information at this time.
Did it happen inside the home, outside, in a car?
We believe it happened outside of the home.
Are they still at large, the people believed to have shot?
At this point, we don't know for sure. I mean, we don't have them in custody. We don't have anybody in custody right now. Like I said, witnesses are being interviewed right now.
Any immediate threat to the public in this area as people are getting up and going to work?
We don't have any information that there's immediate threat to the public at this point.
Do you know how many people were involved? Was it just the two, or is it possible?
We don't know. It could at least two, is from what we understand. There was a possible argument outside of the house between at least two people, from what we understand.
Are you talking to neighbors? Did they hear anything?
Those are some of the witnesses that we have that we're interviewing right now. There was at least some neighbors that heard some arguing going on outside and the gunshots.
As for the woman that was walked back to the police car and driven away, can you elaborate on what that is about?
I don't have any information about any of that. I don't know of a woman that was walked back to a police car.
Do you know if we can expect any information at Interwatch this morning, or if you guys will be on scene for a couple hours yet?
We're going to be on scene here. Probably going to do a search warrant for the area here, so we'll be on scene for a little bit. There may be some more information on the Interwatch, yeah.
Are these duplexes, apartments? What are you able to say about the living situation here?
They're just several duplexes, kind of in a U shape here. Kind of a driveway that goes back off the road, and duplexes in a U shape.
And then the man.
All right, Carly Willis live at the scene right there, just confirming there with Officer Danny Brown from Wichita Police. There was one victim, 40-year-old male, confirmed dead at the scene from a single gunshot to the chest.
That's right, and they have been out there on scene. They did say that they're talking to neighbors who witnessed maybe an argument between two people in that area. Like you said, there's some duplexes that are kind of in a U shape. We did watch a lot of police presence out there first thing this morning. This happened around 4 a.m. So we will continue to bring you more information as we get it.
There we go. Yeah.
The Sedgwick County District Attorney has ended his investigation into complaints about Wichita's mayor. Mark Bennett says a citizen contacted his office concerned Jeff Longwell inaccurately filed substantial interest forms in 2017, 18, and 19. At the center of the allegations, golf outings Longwell had with business leaders. The DA says Longwell did not believe golf counted as receiving goods or services under Kansas law, but the DA says it does. Instead of charging Longwell with a crime, the district attorney is asking him to file a correction to his 2017 substantial interest form. The DA says Longwell has fully cooperated with its investigation.
638 KSN's your local election headquarters. He is running as a write-in candidate. Businessman Lindy Wells says he wants to be the next mayor of Wichita. You may remember he finished third behind Mayor Jeff Longwell and Brandon Whipple in the August primary. He says he accepted the results, but after a recent newspaper article, he questioned transparency within the current leadership, so he decided to relaunch his campaign.
We've got a breach of trust in our community, and we have a current leader who has made decisions independent of the will of the people, and we think it's important that we challenge that a little bit.
And his announcement comes about 2.5 weeks before you decide who's going to be Wichita's next mayor.
We know he will draw significant votes. He drew a lot of votes in the primary. He'll split that vote, and it makes the race wide open.
We reached out to the other candidates. Whipple says this is just a ploy from so-called dark money groups, while Longwell called Wells' assessment unfair. All right, 639. Sedgwick County is mailing out advance ballots where you can request one for the general election through October 29th. So if you still don't know who you're going to vote for, our digital team sent a comprehensive questionnaire to the candidates. If you want to see the response, head to our website, ksn.com.
In other election news this morning, former U.S. Attorney and Democratic candidate Barry Grissom has dropped out of the U.S. Senate race. This news came just hours after State Senator Barbara Bollier announced her candidacy. Now, in his withdrawal statement, Grissom said he has his full support now being thrown behind Bollier. Well, Kansas farmers are old pros at growing and harvesting wheat, corn, soybeans, many other crops, but a crop that's new to this generation of farmers, well, that comes with its challenges, and that's what the John C. Pear Center and K-State Research and Extension Office are trying to troubleshoot for Kansas producers.
So currently the cannabis plant is being harvested and studied, and the director, Jason Griffin, notes a wide variety in the heights of different cannabis varieties, as well as differing fragrance, that some are susceptible to disease and others. So what they're trying to learn and record here is going to be made public for farmers statewide. So they're going to take note when they begin their own growing. And one thing they were unable to measure here was the crop's tolerance to drought, since there wasn't a drought this year.
The water usage of this plant is going to be huge, especially for western Kansas if they're growing for grain and fiber. How much water this thing needs, if it needs a center pivot irrigation system, or if it can be dry land farmed and the yields are acceptable.
Yeah, it's a pretty diverse plant here. They go on to make things for building materials, clothing, CBD oil, some different animal feed. So those low level of THC are what make these plants different than marijuana. But you know, this year farmers within the a research certificate from the Kansas Department of Agriculture were allowed to grow that crop, and other farmers may have to wait until the research is being done at that center before being able to grow that crop.
Yeah, how great to have K-State's Research Center to be able to kind of work out all of the kinks there in growing hemp in Kansas. Well, the announcement from the KBI is that they now want all law enforcement across the state to turn in all DNA sex assault test kits. The Wichita Police Department says it's already sent in its kits. KBI says that 2 prosecutions have already happened because of its efforts to get all the kits tested. The Sedgwick County Forensic Science Center says that those kits need to be tested, then they need to be carefully documented because that can really make a difference in prosecutions.
Part of that is to compile that data into a report and ultimately to testify in court if we're called to do so.
The district attorney in Sedgwick County says it is rare when DNA alone allows them to catch a suspect, but says it can happen.
642, an explosion at the Cargill facility in Dodge City is now under investigation as the ATF and state fire marshal will see why this happened. But the company says the explosion happened in a standalone building yesterday morning, and those who live not nearby say they got quite the wake-up call.
I woke up to a loud boom around 3:30 this morning. I was kind of confused what had happened, and next thing I know, I looked this morning and saw that there was an explosion.
Cargill suspended harvest production as a precaution, and officials say they expect to be fully operational soon.
And the Conway Development Foundation has cut ties with Phoenix Taekwondo. All classes there have been canceled. Last night, organizers sent out this message on Facebook saying the board of directors was informed of inappropriate situations occurring. Now, they didn't go into details, but a meeting is taking place this Sunday at 2 for parents who want to find out more information.
This was a much different approach to catch an alligator caught in a swimming pool.
That's right. And also those fashion trends we thought would never come back. Well, sometimes they do. We're going to discuss both of those things up next in your morning media.
Tracking a couple of disturbances that are going to move through over the next few days, how they impact your weekend, coming up in just a few minutes.